All right, let's dive into a book that might just flip everything you think you know about relationships on its head. This is our explainer on The Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks, a book that makes a pretty bold promise to reveal how the law of attraction is the invisible architect behind all of our connections with others. Let's get right into it. So, let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest. Ever feel like your relationships are just an exhausting battle of wills? You know that feeling, right? Like you're constantly trying to manage expectations, navigate personalities, and just keep things from falling apart. It's this crazy cycle, isn't it? We push for what we want. We try to persuade people to see things our way. We attempt to control every little outcome, all in the name of creating some kind of harmony. But what's the result? More often than not, we just end up feeling completely drained and wondering, why is this so hard?
Well, this book argues that the struggle isn't just a part of life. It's not bad luck. It actually points to something much deeper, what it calls our flawed beliefs, a kind of hidden saboteur that's secretly running the show in our relationships.
And here's the first big mind-bending idea. The source of our struggles isn't other people. It's not your partner, it's not your boss, it's not your family. According to this book, the real issue is the invisible set of rules we live by, these fundamental beliefs we've accepted as truth without ever questioning them. The book calls these flawed premises. And get this definition: a deeply held belief that feels absolutely true, but in reality runs completely counter to the natural laws of the universe. And because it's out of sync, it creates constant friction and unhappiness in our lives. We're basically trying to swim upstream without even knowing it. Okay, let's look at a perfect example of a flawed premise in action. On one side, you have the belief most of us operate on: if I just push hard enough against the things I don't want, they'll go away. You know, we argue, we complain, we resist, but the book's insight just turns this completely on its head. It says, nope, this is an attraction-based universe. Pushing against something just gives it your focus, your energy, and literally invites more of it right into your life. Now that is a massive paradigm shift. So if pushing and fighting and resisting and trying to control everything, if that actually makes things worse, then what's the alternative? What are we supposed to do to create the kind of amazing relationships we actually want? And that question leads us right to the book's central, most powerful concept. It introduces us to an alternative reality it calls the vortex. So what on earth is it? Well, the book describes it as, and I quote, a swirling vibrational reality which contains all that you desire and all that you have become. So it's not a physical place you can go visit. It's a vibrational state of being where the best versions of, well, everything, your relationships, your health, your work, already exist. You can think of it like this. It's a state of pure, effortless alignment. It's that creative flow state where there's zero resistance, zero struggle, zero doubt. It's like an energetic holding tank for every single desire you've ever had. And it's all just waiting for you to get on the same frequency with it. Okay, that sounds amazing, right? But how do we get there? I mean, how do you get into a vibrational reality? This is where the whole thing becomes practical. It's about what the book calls the art of allowing, which is the actual path into the vortex. And the framework for this is actually incredibly simple. It's a 3-step process. Step 1, you ask. This happens automatically. Life shows you things you don't like, and in that moment, you launch a desire for what you do want. Step 2, source answers. The universe, or source, instantly answers and creates the vibrational version of your desire in the vortex. Now here's the key. Those first 2 steps are not your job. Your only job, the only thing you need to focus on is step 3, you allow. Your work is to simply get into vibrational harmony with what you've already asked for, to stop resisting. So, how do you know if you're allowing or resisting? It's simple. Your emotions are your guide. They are your built-in cosmic GPS. When you feel good, joy, appreciation, love, that's a sign you're in alignment. You're allowing. You're in the vortex. And when you feel bad, frustration, worry, anger, that's your indicator that you're resisting. Your thoughts are out of sync with your desire. It's really that simple. All right, now we're going to bring this all home. This final section connects all the dots and offers what I think is the most powerful idea in the whole book. It's called your primary relationship, the ultimate reframe. Because it turns out the secret to incredible relationships isn't what we've all been taught our entire lives. It's not about mastering some fancy communication technique or learning how to argue more effectively. And it's definitely not about the endless, exhausting search for the perfect person who's finally going to come along and make you happy. No, the book's most profound, game-changing insight is this. Quote, There is no relationship of greater importance than the relationship between you and the soul/source from which you have come. Your number one relationship isn't with your spouse or your parents or your kids. It's with your own inner being. It's with you. And that right there, that is the secret that unlocks everything else. Tending to your own alignment first, making it your priority to feel good, to get yourself in the vortex, is what magically creates harmony in all of your other relationships. It's a complete inside-out job. You can't get that feeling of alignment from someone else. You can only find it within yourself. And then you just watch as the world starts reflecting that harmony right back to you. So, we'll end with this one thought to really chew on. What if all the struggle, all the pushing and persuading and trying to control, was all just a giant misunderstanding? What if your only job, the only thing you ever really needed to do to have the most incredible relationships of your life, was just to align with yourself first?